Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. If you're interested in supporting the channel with a monthly subscription, you can go to patreon.com, choose Engelgeist, choose a subscription level, and there are videos, readings, and you get the daily forecast over there a day early at all levels. Yeah, you can feel free to do that. Sorry, I'm a little spacey this morning. I woke up with a bit of a headache. Not bad, just slight, but it's never fun to wake up with your head kind of hurting. So, you guys know the drill. If you're watching me regularly, you know kind of what I recite every morning, but I just do it just for those of you that might be seeing the video new. This is the daily forecast for the greater collective, therefore it's a broad spectrum reading meant for a lot of different people. It's meant to be used whenever you see it, more so than the actual date that it was created for. We are building upon the energy and the cards that were coming before it, right? But if you're seeing this on a date that it's not necessarily originally made for, that's completely fine. If it resonates and it validates, please take it and use it. It's I believe that Spirit has a way of finding us the right messages when we need them, right? So your guides might lead you to a video that might be dated a different date than it actually is. That's okay. Let it play through and see if you can apply it or utilize it to help benefit you. If anything doesn't make sense or doesn't resonate, that's completely fine. Doesn't mean anything's wrong. You just might be working on something different than the rest of the people, the majority of the people that may watch this video. So don't, no need to worry. And if you do like the video or you decide to utilize it or make some decisions in your personal life after having watched any of my videos, please keep in mind that those decisions are your responsibility. We want these videos to help to empower you and to support you, not necessarily make the decisions for you, if that makes sense. You guys ultimately make, your own decisions for yourself. And that's where you want to be, right? That's where we all want to be. We want to be empowered in that way. All right, so today is the end of the week. We're at Saturday the 14th. We've come through a kind of trippy week. We've had a lot of really good cards in the first 2 weeks of this month with this new deck, which is the GRIMALKIN by CULLINANE. It's a lovely deck. I'm really enjoying it. In honor of my cat. I was thinking about him the other day. Just makes me sad. So, anyways, let's not go there right now. But we are working with this deck. There's been really beautiful, strong messages. And so let's see what the cards have in store for us. What they want us to know. What do we need to be aware of? We also had the 11/11 portal this week. We had some interesting Pluto transits or, positionings. We have a new moon coming up on tomorrow, actually. And that's a new moon in Scorpio. And we had something else. What else did we have? As if that wasn't enough. I feel like there was some other big thing. Oh, Mercury came out of retrograde on the 3rd. There's just a lot of stuff going on planetarily. So if you're moving through things, the best of your ability, give yourself a pat on the back. Let's say that. All right. So what do we need to know? That was a definitive cut. Okay, 7 of Wands. Sevens are about choices to me, right? And this kind of looks like this cat is a little bit tortured. I don't like how these wands are pointed up at this cat, if I'm being completely honest. To me, I feel like I feel like we might feel ridiculed, judged, bothered, annoyed today. It's just kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this cat. I feel like he is sort of maybe defending his space, trying to keep control of his peace, maybe, his happiness, his path. I also feel like him sitting on this branch means that his path might be a little bit challenging in some way. And I don't mean that in a bad way per se, but I just feel like it might be hard for us to hold on to our focus today. It feels like things around us may want to pull us in different directions or challenge us in ways that might, annoy us to a degree. But I will say this, there's some good things in this card. I think that this is the choice of the seven, is that the number seven, right? This being the seven of wands, and we're talking about wands, which is the element of spirit. So the way that I'm going to define this or determine this is that I feel like we may be on this new path, right? We saw that Fool earlier in the week. We have a lot of stuff going on for ourselves. We also have that Page of Pentacles, right? Underneath this card. Page of Pentacles is that slow moving kind of learning energy of trying to make manifest something new in our lives and learning the process of doing that, right? So we have to be open to the newness of it. The newness is this branch, right? The cat might feel like, and I'm using this metaphorically, guys, we might feel like we're on a new path or in a new shift, right? Certainly things have changed in the world politically. Things seem to be dying down a little bit or calming down a little bit just at the world stage. That might be good, and that might allow us to sort of look at the branch that we might be on or the new path that we might be creating, right? But it doesn't necessarily, because it's new, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable. And when I say new path, we're talking, this could be a new job, this could be a new relationship. You have to place this in your life where it best fits. But wherever we're trying to create something new that's more in line with our spirit, and that's the wand energy of this, the seven is challenging us to stay firm in our choice and to defend that choice to a degree. Does that make sense? I feel like these wands are all being poked up at this cat, kind of trying to challenge him, like, how bad do you really want this? Are you sure you really want this? Are you able to stay up there? We might feel a little tested today, right? That's okay. It's not as bad as it was maybe in the past, and the reason why I say that is we have these rolling hills and clouds behind this cat. To me, I feel like there might have been more challenging times in the past. We've kind of come through that. Yes, we're still kind of teetering on this new path, but keep going. These buds here signify growth, right? There's opportunity for growth and new possibilities, which to me, that's very hopeful. And we have this butterfly, which is a symbol of transformation. So for me, and that feels like the butterfly is kind of in the future. If we stay true to ourselves, true to our spirit, and we make that conscious choice to stay on this path, even if it feels a little bit like, we're teetering, don't waver, right? Keep your focus. Maintain your sort of peace, your solace, your centeredness as best you can, even with today's challenges. If challenges arise, allow them to arise. This cat also has a wand himself, right? And he's moving as quick as he can, or not maybe even as quick, but just as careful as he can, let's say that. And so he has a way to kind of fight back if he needs to. I don't necessarily know that's the case. We might want to just pay more attention to the growth, the butterfly, the path, the branch that we're on, and stay steady in what we're working towards, and sort of maybe shut out the challenges that these other wands present. Other people's opinions, other people's actions. We don't necessarily want to place any value or importance or attention on them at this time, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. I also love that we have this white bird up here, which to me signifies spirit or the freedom of spirit. This being a wands card is about taking action and connecting to our spirit and making those choices around that action and moving forward. Even if we're sort of a little bit unsure or we're being, questioned by, our loved ones or those closest to us. Are you sure you really want to do that? Do you think you can really make that happen? Don't let those challenges get in our way, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Remember that 1111 portal exists. It is, today as I'm filming this, it is Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is a very auspicious day, which, the belief is that it's been stolen and made into something scary, right? We've got horror movies and all of these things that are associated with Friday the 13th. But it's actually supposed to be an extremely auspicious day. I posted something in the Facebook group about that, which I had learned. I didn't know the origins of Friday the 13th before, like, say, the movies and all that Halloween-y stuff. So, stay true to yourself, stay focused on your path, stay focused on your growth, honor the growth. However, I'm not saying that it's going to be small. It could be very abundant for some of you, but if it feels small at this time and you're feeling challenged, allow that challenge to kind of spur you forward versus stop you or knock you off of your path, right? This cat looks a little perturbed though, so try not to allow this in if you can avoid it, okay? If you do get annoyed, that's okay. You know, it happens to the best of us. Let's see what the empathic oracle has to say. We are only human, remember that. And if we do get caught up in sort of some sort of drama or challenge, and, you know, don't judge yourself, don't, you know, just keep sitting on your branch as best you can. Stay on your branch, cat. All right. Oh, hello. So we've got resistance. And this is a number 9, right? We're seeing number 45. I love this. We've got the fire of this Wands card here. And to me, it's interesting because I feel like in the center, we have this sort of strong heart that's kind of glowing. And it's got its own sort of flames. The way that I interpret this is that there's these 4 flames. But these, I don't know if these are flowers or if these are flames, but to me, these feel like this wand, these wands that are down here kind of poking at the cat. Do you see that? And so I've been talking a lot about, I've noticed like there's been this theme with I don't know if it's the decks that's bringing this up in me or if it's just kind of a vibe, but I keep going to this place I've noticed this month about assistance rather than resistance. And it's funny that we're seeing a card called resistance today. I feel like if we stay centered in what we know to be true in our spirit and in our heart, we will be able to sort of stay on our branch, continue to grow and blossom, move forward towards transformation, and not necessarily get caught up in the challenges or opinions of others, the actions of others, that sort of a thing, right? When we do that, when we make that choice to not engage, it's not that we're avoiding, it's not that we're giving up, it's not that we're, you know, not seeing things as they are. What it is that we're just sort of changing we're choosing something different. We're engaging in a different way through maybe even non-engagement or trying to stay focused on ourselves and what we can control. With this resistance card, I feel like we want to make sure that we're not in a sort of a state of resistance where we are fighting against things. Because sometimes when you resist something, it can be such a strong, subtle energy. And I do mean strong, subtle, like in the same, they're two opposite statements, right? It's a very strong energy because when we have disdain for something or resistance for something, it almost brings it right to our doorstep without us realizing it. And what we think we're doing is we think we're avoiding it, right? We think we're trying to take steps to avoid it, but what we're actually doing is we're almost calling it to ourselves energetically, is my feeling around that. Resistance can be a very funny energy, and you want to be careful because if you bring it in or if you continue to resist it in an effort to keep yourself away from it, sometimes you actually call it to you in a much stronger way. So keeping that in mind, what I like about the 9 aspect of this resistance card is that 9s represent that sort of personal completion or that understanding of what it is we're doing and how it is we're doing it, and maybe changing that in some way, shape, or form, right? The trueness and the centeredness of this heart in the very center of this card speaks to this idea of we're listening to ourselves in our own wand, our own fire, our own ability to be clear, and we're shining that light. That's this golden color here. That's the brightness, the true purpose of what we desire, want, and we're willing to go after. Now, the naysayers, to me, this reminds me of, like I said, these wands down here. They may be coming at us from different angles, but if we stay true to this, to what's in our heart, and we don't, we stay mindful of how we're resisting something, right? Are we resenting it? Are we in that sort of immediate anger and annoyance that kind of builds and we can't stop thinking about it, and we go like, oh, I wish they wouldn't do this to me, or I wish they hadn't said that, or I wish this person didn't do that, or do you see what I'm saying? You're still connected to it, you're still feeding it, and so we don't want to feed it anymore. That's my feeling today, because as we feed it, it just challenges us all the more. All right, let's go to the grounding stone. And as I said in the beginning, if this doesn't make sense or you're not experiencing this, please enjoy your day. Have a wonderful day. If most of you find yourself being challenged, just stay mindful of what and how you're engaging with that challenge. Okay. So Grounding stone is also on carnelian again. Very red stone. We've seen carnelian quite a bit this week, like 3 times this week, which brings us to the red of the first chakra. Grounding in this idea, the word is miracle, right? For those of you that are being challenged by, say, outside influences, you know, the miracle to me would be staying on our branch, staying focused on our goal, not engaging, not necessarily resisting per se, but, you know, just sort of staying true to our heart. That would be the miracle of all of this. The redness also takes, the redness of the miracle stone takes me to the idea of this wands energy and the fiery energy in the four corners, the red of the heart in the resistance card, right? What is true to us, grounding in that truth and that sort of awareness allows for miracles to take place. For those of you that are suffering or dealing with really, you know, maybe some larger than life challenges, right? Because this cat, I'm going to be honest, this cat does feel a little bit exasperated up there. We want to stay focused on the beauty of the growth and the possibility for transformation, right? And if for those of us that don't feel super steady, I would ground in this idea that miracles do exist. Miracles are very much possible. When we are open to them, they show themselves to us constantly, even if they're small little miracles, right? So instead of being maybe in resistance to something or fighting towards something or struggling towards something, rest in the fact that, you know, when we ease up, when we relax, beautiful, miraculous things can take place, and shifts can take place, and situations can diffuse or disengage in magical ways, right? I'm not saying, you know, this will happen for everybody, but it's very possible. It's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this. So if for those of you that are dealing with things that are a little bit more on the obviously challenging side, I'm talking about, like, you know, big life challenges. I almost feel like, I don't know who I'm talking to here, but I feel like anybody that's dealing with, like, sort of almost even medical stuff, or, you know, maybe feelings of frustration around somebody else that we care deeply about and they're dealing with medical things. I'm not sure if somebody's watching that's feeling that, but that's where my head is going with this. Pray for those miracles. Ground in the idea that magic can happen, that there are God, you know, there is a God, there is a higher power, and there's angels, there's spirit guides, those things that we can sort of ask for assistance to allow in to help us navigate these paths as we move through them. And staying true to our heart and our spirit will guide us towards this transformation. And this too shall pass, right? This is also the, you know, the spirit that we see here in this white bird up in the corner. He's overseeing everything. And if this cat kind of maybe turned towards this bird or acknowledged this bird, I think this cat would feel a little bit more peace and be able to move. So to me, that bird up in the corner also represents this miracle stone, in the sense that miracles are indeed around us, and all we have to do is sort of shift our focus towards them, and that will change, you know, certainly how we're experiencing whatever it is that we are going through at this time. So let's go and read the Seven of Wands. Sorry if I'm taking long, guys, but on the more challenging cards, I like to try and show you guys some possibility. So this cat's name is Pierre. The symbolism is the branch is your position, taking the high road, emerging beliefs and ideas, seeing the whole picture clearly. The butterfly is beliefs formed over time that make you who you are today. The sky is disagreements or stormy relationships. The dove is a call to connect with your higher self, a reminder not to jump to conclusions. The message: are you defending your position, or are you the one causing trouble? The cat in the tree may be trying to avoid the chaos below. It may be on the defense, trying to escape aggression. On the other hand, it just may be that the cat's retreat to the high branch is nothing more than an act of complete and utter defiance. When the Seven of Wands appears, you may need to consider if you are defending your beliefs because you know you are right, or are you merely looking for a way to validate your position so that you can feel better about where you stand. The Seven of Wands may also indicate that others view your station as weak and will attempt to challenge you. If your convictions are secure and your position allows you to see more than those around you, hold firm, as you are the one with the advantage. Having the energy attributes positive, having strong convictions can stand up for yourself, not allowing others to knock you down. The negative is having a chip on your shoulder, being overly aggressive, picking battles to elevate your position, or being contrarian or critical. I feel like this is more about us being challenged, but there might be some of you out there that are, you know, being critical and maybe getting into the fray today. Let's go to resistance, which is 45. The choices I resist present the opportunity of surrender into growth. Oftentimes, along the path of an empath, lessons may seem to keep showing up that are recurring themes of choices that are uncomfortable. This discomfort can create a fierce resistance within to any change, not allowing the chance to navigate the lesson that is representing itself as a teaching. Empaths learn best by having an energetic experience, and making a choice is where experience begins. When your life feels stuck, there may be a missing component of truth that impedes your progress forward. It is not easy to find your next destination when a page is missing from your energetic map. It takes courage to enter into the fear that binds your choice. But when you discover what awaits you beyond the fire, you will wonder why you allowed yourself to miss this opportunity for growth and healing. What are you resisting? Are you open to change? Look deep into this situation and find the seed from where the resistance comes from. Is this an accurate experience, or are you not allowing yourself to see and feel the truth for reasons that are not apparent? To me, there's a lot of words in here about choice, right? In this definition about resistance, which to me is that Seven of Wands energy too. So we do need to make a choice about how we are resisting, where we are resisting, why we might be resisting, and settle into sort of, I think this miracle energy to me feels like there's a little bit more trust within ourselves, there's a little bit more trust within spirit, there's a little bit more trust in the grand scheme of things, right? When we focus on this energy of miracle, where it does help to guide us along this branch that might be different for us in the way that we relate. So that, I hope that makes sense, guys. That is your forecast for the day. If any of you are struggling or feeling challenged or, judged or, opinions of others or working your puss, no pun intended. Well, maybe a pun intended. It is a cat deck. But, this too shall pass. The buds on that branch and that butterfly, even the white bird, all of this says to me that, if we don't let it overtake us, we will transform, we will grow. This is all part of sort of, the experience. So stay with that, stay focused on the miracles today, and have a beautiful day. Okay? That is your forecast. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and tune in tomorrow. We have the new weekly coming out, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. Leave any questions or comments, and you can always message me at the business page for a personal reading. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.